Look into my eyes. When you see me on a show, when you see these fans, you know you've got the best in the damn world.
This is the Wrestling Matters podcast where we stand up for professional wrestling.
Here we fucking go!
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up!
Yes! 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 Yes!
That's 13-14!
Cena, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line! Cause Stone Cold said so!
My lord, lordy. It's that time again. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for another WCPW podcast. That's right, the very first episode of Loaded, in 2017 at least, was on this Monday. I think WCPW now has gone back to Mondays now, and they've allowed this to happen because it gives them time to play the replays during the week. So if you missed Loaded on the 16th, don't worry, it'll be on Wednesday the 18th, and it'll be also on Saturday as well. So you'll get an opportunity to see it. Oh, if you want, go and sign up to What Culture Extra. You'll be able to see it anytime you want as well. So, but if you want to see it on YouTube and you haven't signed up to What Culture Extra, don't worry about it. If you missed it tonight on the 16th, check it out on Wednesday. Check it out on a Saturday, because it is worth a watch, ladies and gents. What Culture Extra, What Culture Loaded, WCPW Loaded, kicked off with Drew Galloway looking for Will Ospreay, because at Lights Out, WCPW Lights Out, Will Ospreay stole his title. He returned to WCPW and stole his title. And Drew Galloway is vengeance and rage looking for Mr. Will Ospreay. Did not go quite according to plan, because he got attacked by the Swords of Essex, and he got left laying with a pipe from Will Ospreay. But you can rest assured this ain't over. Ospreay then comes out and explains with the Swords of Essex, explains what happened at Lights Out, and then all hell breaks loose. The tag champions come out, and it ends up being, thanks to Martin Kirby, a mixed tag match involving Ricochet, Ricochet, Tessa Blanchard versus Will Ospreay and Bev Preistly. And also the tag team titles were on the line too, with Liam Slater and Johnny Moss, that big mountain monster motherfucker, against the Swords of Essex, which were, I think it's Stevie Wainwright and Paul Robinson as well. So more on that later. But I want to kick off with Gabrial Kidd. Match-wise, Gabrial Kidd went one-on-one with Zack Sabre Jr. And this was an awesome match to kick off the show. Wrestling matches, of course, wise. Lots of wrestling in this match, and the story of this match, quite frankly, was the fact that Gabrial Kidd just wouldn't quit. He wouldn't lay down for him. And it took a submission hold, I guess a triangle choke, that forced Gabrial Kidd to submit to Zack Sabre Jr. Now, don't get me wrong, Gabrial Kidd is getting ever so close to his first win in WCPW. And he put up a hell of a fight. And I'll tell you this right now, sometimes performances can help you in a wrestling match. And if Gabrial Kidd keeps these performances up, he may very well get his wish and get that victory, that long-awaited victory in WCPW that he so desperately needs as well. And yes, Prince Amir was at ringside too. And Zack Sabre Jr. is just Zack Sabre Jr. I mean, this guy just stretched him this whole match. I mean, this guy's incredible to watch in the ring, but his match skills are just amazing when he just stretches you and grabs that body part and just stretches you into the middle of the next week, wraps you up like a pretzel. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that, let me tell you. Joe Hendry wants his title shot against Drew Galloway, but there was a problem, because Drew Galloway does not have the WCPW title. Will Ospreay does. So Kirby asks Will Ospreay, Joe Hendry rather, to go and get the title, bring it back to him, and once he does that, he will get the WCPW championship. A shot that he so craves. So more on that later. It was also announced, beside Rey Mysterio coming, which I mentioned on the podcast, BT GUnn is coming next week to WCPW Unloaded, so look out for that, guys. Yep, good old BT GUnn, the modern day Sabu, NAK. Guess that's where he's gone, because he's now no longer in WCP, in ICW, courtesy of losing a casket match. Will he ever return to ICW? Probably will. But that's why he's gone to WCPW. Like I say, will he ever go back? I hope so. Drake versus Drew Coffey, or Joe Coffey rather. Drew Coffey, what the fuck? I've got Drew Galloway in my mind. Joe Coffey, and it was basically a match that was dominated by Coffey, and he hits him with a black coffee and gets the victory as well. Anyway, on to the main events of the evening, which were the Swords of Essex against Slater and Moss. Both teams did very, very, very well in this match. Champs retained, but Moss owns. Just, it's as simple as that, really. You do not piss off Johnny Moss. Trust me, I know. I've seen it firsthand. And Essex showed great teamwork. Moss and Slater showed great teamwork. This was a great tag team match. A great tag team match which saw the champs eventually retain as well. What's next for Slater and Moss? I don't know. They've got Prospect knocking on their doors probably, but Prospect are so determined to go to Orlando that Martin Kirby came up with this idea for them. If they're that desperate to go to Orlando, he's going to make them earn it. He's going to book them in matches and put them in matches. If Prospect win the matches, they get £100, which goes to the Get Prospect to Orlando fund. If they don't, he takes them out. You know, so they get £100 if they win. If they lose, they get nothing. Basically, the £100 is taken away. So if they lose, so say they gather up momentum and they get, I'm pretty sure this is the case, they get about £400. If they lose one match, that 400 will go to 300. So that's the case basically for them to go to, if they want to go to Orlando that bad. But hey, they seemed questionable about it at first, but hey, they just want to go to Orlando. They don't care about anything else. Now for the main event, Ricochet, Tessa Blanchard versus Bev Preistly and Will Ospreay. Just a great main event. Main agenda, mixed tag match, whatever the hell you want to call it. Just superb to watch. Will Ospreay and Ricochet at it again, just like they do in Japan. Great teamwork by the Swords of Essex. Great teamwork by Ricochet's team as well with Blanchard. An awesome main event. There was a spot in the match where Preistly hurricanrana'd Ricochet and Blanchard hurricanrana'd, reverse hurricanrana'd. Preistly reverse hurricanrana'd Ricochet and Blanchard reverse hurricanrana'd Ospreay. And Goofball on the announce table, and no, I'm not talking Alex Shane, says that was a Canadian destroyer like. I never thought I'd hate a commentator worse than Michael Cole. But oh my god, Dave Bradshaw, you suck. Seriously. Look. Alex Shane's Alex Shane, he's the heel. Although you'd think the way you go on at times, pal, you think you're the heel. But Alex Shane is Alex Shane. I don't give a damn about that. I don't care about him. And sometimes he's pretty funny when he puts you in your place, pal. But you, good God, you and JBL would make a great team. Because you both suck, quite frankly. And I would imagine Jim Cornette carries you every time you work with Jim Cornette. And so, I mean, You suck, dude. I mean, I can understand Raven putting you in your place the way you did, or the way he did when you were on that Wrestle Talk television together, because you're an idiot, okay? And you suck as an announcer.